Hari Om. So now we begin the 5th chapter. So first chapter of Bhagavad Gita is known as Arjuna Vishada Yoga. Because Arjuna was depressed. So it is a yoga of depression. But though he was dejected, he surrendered to Bhagwan Krishna, he spoke to Bhagwan Krishna. So it brought him closer to Bhagwan. Sometimes our sorrow brings us closer to God. Sometimes people actually, because of sorrow, they go more away from God. So sorrow, if brings us closer to God, then that sorrow is also yoga only. It helps. So this sorrow, dejection, disturbance, confusion brought Arjuna close to Bhagwan. Otherwise he was totally focused in this war and all. But because of that he became little aware of his own inner happenings in his antakarana. And he found that the only one who is there near me is Bhagwan Krishna, who is sympathetic and who was a great friend. So Arjuna expressed all the confusion, all that he felt to Bhagwan Krishna sincerely. And he said, I don't want to fight this war. Then from second chapter, Bhagwan started his teaching. Arjuna also surrenders to him. He says, please teach me, guide me. I am thoroughly confused. Dharma sammodha chetaha. I am totally confused about dharma, my karma. So Bhagwan starts his teaching directly from the top. He starts by telling him that you are confused regarding your own self, your identity. When our identity is not clear, then everything else is not clear to us. If I don't know who am I really, because all that, my actions, my goal, my relationship, everything depends on who am I, what I consider myself to be. So each one of us, we have our own idea about who am I, our own identity, and we relate to the world with that. But that identity is not absolute, it is relative. Therefore, we have many relatives also, and we have a lot of difficulties whenever there is crisis, identity crisis and relationship crisis. Sometimes two relationships come in conflict. What to focus, where to focus, which relationship we should give more importance. All these things, problem comes when we are not sure about our absolute identity. So Bhagwan begins his teaching by saying that you are that Atma, unborn, undying, supreme self. And the whole purpose of our life and karma and all these things is ultimately to realize ourself. But till we gain this realization, keeping this goal in mind, you should work, you should live in this world. Keeping this goal in mind itself has what you call all the value system also are born from this understanding that all of us are one. Otherwise values makes no value. Why I should be good? Because people, if they value profit, if they value benefit, and if being bad is beneficial, then we try to become bad also. But when we understand that oneness, if we appreciate the ultimate goal, if we appreciate the ultimate reality about ourselves and this world, then we will value the values also. We will be able to appreciate the values. So Bhagwan starts his teaching from by telling Arjuna about his real self, nature of his self. But in order to finally experience that self, we might understand that this is the goal, but in order to experience that self, we have to follow certain path. And that path begins with Karma Yoga. So Bhagwan started the teaching of Karma Yoga right from second chapter onwards. कर्मण्येवाधिकारस्ते मा फलेषु कदाचन मा कर्मफल हेतुर्भूः मा te संगोस्त्व कर्मणि. So he taught Arjuna that your duty is to perform action, and that action should be based on your guna and based on your what you call ashrama and based on your varna, based on your place in this society. As a kshatriya, you have certain duties and all. So Bhagwan taught him the path of Karma Yoga and also how that Karma Yoga will finally lead to Chitta Shuddhi and then knowledge and abidance in that knowledge. And one who has gained that abidance in that knowledge and becomes free of all his what you call bondage, lives in this world as an enlightened being. Such an enlightened being was called what you call Sthita Prajna in the second chapter. Arjuna asked for his lakshanas, and Bhagwan elaborately talked about the lakshanas of a Sthita Prajna in the end portion of the second chapter. Then after listening to the Sthita Prajna Lakshana and the value of knowledge, Arjuna had a doubt that why you want me to fight this war? Why you want me to do karma? Why not directly gain this knowledge? Why go through all this janjat? Why not shortcut kuch hoga? Nahin? When we go for some place also, if we see a long queue and all, we want a shortcut also. Even in the temples and all, there are shortcut methods actually. पीछे से ऐसे भगवान का दर्शन हम कर सकते shortcut. So similarly, Arjuna was asking Bhagwan that why not shortcut? Why not gain that knowledge directly? Why should we act? Why should we perform karma? Then Bhagwan explained to Arjuna very systematically that there are this twofold path. You cannot go on the second step without following the first step. लोकेस्मिन् द्विविधा निष्ठा पुरा प्रोक्ता मया नघ ज्ञान योगेन सांख्यानां कर्म योगेन योगिनाम. So there is this twofold path, karma yoga and jnana yoga. So follow the path of karma yoga, gain that knowledge, and then jnana yoga. Jnana yoga actually is that karma sannyas and gaining abidance in knowledge. What Bhagwan talked in the 4th chapter now. So, unless we have followed this path of Karma Yoga, we will not be fit for that Jnana Yoga. Therefore, Bhagwan told Arjuna again that you follow this Karma Yoga, and elaborately he discussed Karma Yoga in the 3rd chapter. And finally, he concluded, Arjuna had a question also that how we commit sin, what is that which makes a person commit something sinful. So Bhagwan talked about kama and krodha. Kama esha, krodha esha, rajoguna samudbhavaha. Then he talked how to control, how to get rid of this kama and all, and get established in that self. Thereafter Bhagwan thought that okay, whatever I had to teach, I taught him, because this is the twofold path of the Vedas also talks about this, the path of karma and path of jnana. So Bhagwan had already conveyed this in the 2nd and the 3rd chapter. So he thought, I have conveyed whatever I had to. So let me just tell him the parampara. So he said that this same knowledge I gave to Lord Sun, then he gave to his son Manu and Ikshvaku. And in this parampara, this knowledge had come, but it got little destroyed. Therefore I taught you the same knowledge, gave you the same knowledge now. So you follow this. Then Arjuna's question was there that how come you gave this knowledge? Because Surya Bhagwan was before you were born now. Thereafter Bhagwan then talked about his avatar. You have taken many births, Bhagwan said. I have also taken many births. But you don't remember. You are in a state of ignorance. I know because I am that Nitya Shuddha Buddha Mukta Swarupaha. So Bhagwan talked about his birth. Then he talked about again that one who understands the secret of my birth becomes free. So you follow the path of Karma Yoga as the great people, great seekers in the past, they had also followed. because karma is very deep, so will tell you the secret of this karma. So he spoke about seeing akarma in karma. I am giving you all the revision. So akarmani karma ya pashed, etc. Thereafter, Bhagwan talked about how this is the highest vision of a Atma-jnani, and he sees that Brahma everywhere, and he spoke about the various yajnas also as upasana, and gave the importance of knowledge. We can gain this knowledge by approaching a teacher, and thereafter we will become free of all our sin. So one who has gained this knowledge can take karma sannyas. He can drop all karmas and focus on gaining abidance in his own self. So, therefore, hey Arjuna, you perform karma. You follow the path of karma yoga. Now, after listening to all this, Arjuna had a doubt, had a question. This question, so this chapter begins with a question of Arjuna. So we will see what is his question. So let us chant. Om Shri Paramatmane Namaha. Atha Panchamodhyayah. Arjuna Uvacha. Sannyasam Karmanam Krishna. Punaryogam cha samshasi. Yashreya etayorekam. Tanme bruhi sunishchitam. Sannyasam karmanam Krishna. Punaryogam cha samshasi. So Arjuna had this question. Though Bhagwan had explained everything very systematically, there should not be this question. But what to do? Arjuna had this question. He has this. He says that, hey Krishna, you have praised karma sannyas. Sannyasam karmanam Krishna punar yogam cha samshasi. You praised very much karma sannyas, that Atma-jnani, he renounces all karma. All karmas get what you call exhausted. Karmani akarma ya pashed. Then he also says that shariram kevaram karma kurvan apnoti kilbisham. And brahmarpanam brahma havihi karmajan vidhitan sarvan. So many places Bhagwan praised karma sannyas, that ultimately one becomes free of this karma. How we become free of karma? By becoming free of the sense of doership. We become free by, see, it's just like we sit in that giant wheel and all. If you're sitting there, you will go round and round and round. I don't know which side it moves. Goes round and round and round. But if you come out of it, if you step out, then again it is going round and round, but you become free of that. Similarly, now I am as though sitting in this Prakriti. Purusha Prakristho hi bhungte Prakriti jan gunan. The Purusha is seated in Prakriti. Though I am not doing anything, but it appears to me as though I am doing. I feel as though I am doing. Things are happening, I feel it is happening in me. So I am bound to this karma. I feel I am bound. So when I gain the knowledge, I understand that I am not bound, but still I continue feeling that I am bound. So I have, as a sadhana, I have to renounce this karma and focus more and more on ourself, on myself. Once I come to experience myself, then I will know that, oh, I am not the doer. then again, even if I become aware of all the karmas happening, I will know that I am not the doer. All these karmas are just happening in front of me. So this karma sannyas is very important to gain abidance in that knowledge. Therefore, Bhagavan praised this karma sannyas now and then, but he has also praised karma yoga. He has said many times to Arjuna, "Hey Arjuna, you fight this war, you stand up and fight, you follow this path of karma yoga, karmanyeva adhikaraste," like that again and again. And last, that shloka also he says, "Uttishtata Bharata," you get up and fight this war. So Arjuna was little confused. He said, "You are praising karma sannyas and you are praising karma yoga also. And you are talking about both of them as a doable spiritual practice. A person can follow the path of karma sannyas also, and person can follow the path of karma yoga also. Therefore, he is asking this question, ki, "Hey Bhagwan, please tell me, ki out of these two, which is better? Which is better? Karma sannyas is better or karma yoga is better? Yash shreya etayor ekam." What is shreya out of these two? "Tanme bruhi sunushchitam." You tell me definitely, clearly what is better. See, again I am telling that karma sannyas happens only after knowledge. So knowledge happens, then karma sannyas, and then abidance in that knowledge. But what? Karma sannyas can also happen in the state of ignorance. But it is not the ultimate karma sannyas, but it is like a, as Shankaracharya says, ekadesha vishayat. It is a half karma sannyas. For example, like we are there, many sannyasis you must have seen, they give up so many types of action. We don't get married, we don't go to work in the offices and all. So one gives up the actions which are leading one to artha and kama. Artha and kama, those activities are given up. One then renounces by following certain rituals and all, and focuses one's attention on gaining this knowledge. So karma sannyas as a path can also be followed by an ignorant person to help in gaining the knowledge. And after gaining the knowledge, then one can follow the higher level of karma sannyas. So at the level of ignorance also, one can follow this path of karma sannyas. Arjuna was ignorant. Ignorant means he had not gained the knowledge that I am Brahma. So in that state of ignorance, Arjuna felt that people can follow both this path, karma sannyas and karma yoga. So he is asking, forget about knowledge, but at least I can just take up sannyas and then go to some teacher and learn and all, and simultaneously follow karma yoga also, but give up lot of other activities. That was his intention behind this question. So, because this is also, that option is also there. It is actually the karma sannyas of a sadhaka, of a seeker. But then, when we gain that knowledge and when we practice jnana nishtha, that is niridhyasan, then it will be the karma sannyas of a siddha, karma sannyas of a jnani, a higher type of karma sannyas. So here Arjuna is asking this question because he understood or misunderstood that maybe both these are said to me, so I would like to know which is better. Karma sannyas is better or karma yoga is better. Both at the level of ignorance. So yash shreya etayor ekam Tanme bruhi sunishchitam. Therefore, hey Bhagwan, you tell me what is the better out of these two, so that I can follow it sincerely. You understood the question? See, this Bhagavad Gita goes very systematic. It's very interesting actually, very systematically. And then in each chapter, Bhagwan reveals lot of things, but then again comes back to the same, that gradation. So Karma Yoga, Jnana, Karma Sannyas. After Jnana, Karma Sannyas. But before Jnana also Karma Sannyas is there. That can be like a Karma Sannyas of a seeker. Like we go to the ashram. We don't get knowledge immediately by going to the ashram. But then we take Diksha. We take Sannyasa Diksha also. Sannyasa Diksha doesn't mean that we have become Jnani. But in an initial stage. So Shravan, Manan. So through Shravan and Manan, we gain that knowledge. But the Shravan Manan can take a long time. To comprehend what the scriptures are saying can take a long time. So during that process also, one can take karma sannyas. Means give up lot of unnecessary activity and focus only on gaining this knowledge. So Arjuna's question is that if both of them you have said, then please tell me which is good. Which is good for me also, he is asking. So yash shreya etayoho ekam tanme bruhi sunishchitam. Because both cannot be followed by one person. You cannot at the same time be karma sannyasi and karma yoga also. Give up action also and perform action also. So please tell that which is better. So Bhagwan then understood that this what I taught is not very clear, so he makes it clear. So that point, the topic of karma sannyas is made very clear in this chapter. Therefore this chapter, the name of the chapter is Karma Sannyasa Yoga. And only after that karma sannyas, we will gain that abidance in the self, so that meditation or niridhyasan can happen only after karma sannyas. So the chapter of meditation is the next one, sixth one. So this is in between, like preparation for meditation. So after listening to this question, then now Bhagwan replies. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Sannyasah Karma Yogascha Nishreyasakaravubhau Tayostu Karma Sannyasat Karma Yogo Vishishyate Sannyasah Karma Yogascha Nishreyasakaravubhau. Bhagwan says, Shri Bhagavan Uvacha, ki hey Arjuna, this karma sannyas is also a path and karma yoga is also a path. The official, proper, given by the scriptures. Therefore, both of them will lead to nishreyasa. Nishreyasa means that moksha. Both this path will ultimately lead to moksha. So in that sense, we cannot say one is better than the other and all those things, because both of them will lead a person towards moksha. So sannyasa karma yogascha nishreyasa kara ubhau. Nishreyasa kara ubhau. But for you, O my dear Arjuna, for you I am telling कि तयोस्तु कर्म संन्यासात, out of this karma sannyas and karma yoga, better than this karma sannyas, karma yogo vishishyate. For you, karma yoga is better. If you ask my opinion, oh my dear Arjuna, you follow the path of karma yoga. Perform the action. Don't give up all this and try to focus on gaining knowledge and then gaining that abundance. No doubt this is also a path, but this also is meant for those who have enough vairagya. See, even to give up our artha and kama, one should have enough vairagya. Need not be knowledge, but vairagya is required to give up lot of these things which might be very attractive in the world, but one has to have that vairagya. And if lot of desires are there and if one is totally involved in action, then it is not possible. So, Arjuna was like that. So, Bhagavan says, for you, it is better that you follow this path of Karma Yoga. Don't give up all this and go there in the Himalayas and take sannyas and then suddenly then he comes in his own town, clean shaven, with a Bhagavad dress and all. अरे अर्जुन जैसे दिखते, अर्जुन ही है. Swami Samananda and all. So don't do like that. Some people do, they give up all this and just take sannyas and then they don't know what to do. There they start business then. बिकॉज संस्कार तो वही है, तो बिजनेस शुरू कर लेते हैं. सो इन द स्क्रिप्चर इट इज सेड ओनली इफ यू हैव वैराग्य यू टेक संन्यास, इवन फॉर अ सीकर. Even if you don't get knowledge, but if you have vairagya, then you can take sannyas. If vairagya is not there, don't take sannyas. It's a very famous mantra in one of the Upanishad, कि यद अहरेव विरजेद तद अहरेव परिव्रजेद ब्रह्मचर्याद्वा वानप्रस्थाद गृहस्थाद्वा वानप्रस्थाद्वा. कि whenever you get vairagya, you can take sannyas. Whether you are a brahmachari, or you are a grahasthi, or you are a vanaprasthi, you can take sannyas. Because we are involved in karma because of lack of vairagya only. But if vairagya is there, intense vairagya is there, which has come through vivek. Vairagya should come through vivek, not because of loss of in business or some other problem. Some people get, that's called smashan vairagya. In fact, there is an interesting story in Ramayana where Sugriv gets this smashan vairagya. He says, oh Bhagwan, I want to give up in the middle of the thing. Even now what you call Sitaji's khoj has not started. Bhagwan kills that Vali and he wanted to make that Sugriv the king, but Sugriv says, I want to take sannyas, what is this in this life and everything is all useless and all. Bhagwan listens to him and then he says, tomorrow we will have your coronation. And then he accepts also and he becomes the king also. And he forgets Bhagwan also. So this is called smashan vairagya. When some death happens in the family, some some loss in the business, some insult in somewhere, some other terrible thing, we gain vairagya. But things start happening properly, again we get indulged in that. So that is not vairagya. Vairagya should come through vivek. And what is vivek? Clear understanding of what is eternal and what is ephemeral. Nitya nitya vastu vivek. One should understand very clearly that this Atma, the Antaratma, the self, the witness is eternal and all that we see is changing. It is there, but it is constantly changing. So what we are seeking in this changing world will also be changing. Even if we get the greatest position or greatest thing in this world, since the very nature of the world is changing, it will go away. So why run after things which are temporary? Why run after even pleasure and things of this world which are temporary? Seek that is permanent. When we understand this through vivek, then vairagya will happen. Vairagya is a byproduct of vivek. Vairagya is not a practice. कि भस्म लगाओ, बैठ जाओ वगैरह. It is not a practice. It's a byproduct of understanding. It is not direct practice. You cannot say, I am practicing vairagya. It's the effect of your understanding. So, through Vairagya, through Vivek, if one has got Vairagya, then one can take Karma Sannyas, means give up lot of unnecessary activity and focus on gaining knowledge. Then one can approach a teacher, learn the scriptures, contemplate upon them. So that is Karma Sannyas for a seeker. But if suppose while following the path of Karma Yoga itself, if suppose a person gains that knowledge, then also he can drop all karmas and gain abidance in the self. So Bhagavan says both this path of Karma Yoga and Karma Sannyas, they are authentic path, they are good, both of them will lead to the final destination. But hey Arjuna, you have not gained that Vairagya. You don't have this Vivek. He didn't tell it openly, but he knows. So he says, for you, Karma Yoga is better. And for many of us, Karma Yoga is the first step. As we follow the path of Karma Yoga, slowly and steadily the mind will become pure and the rest of the steps will happen automatically. So, tayostu karma sannyasat karma yogo vishishyate. So, more detail about this karma sannyas and how exactly, what is karma sannyas and what happens, all these details Bhagavan will tell in this chapter. We will see it in our next yajna. Now we will sit again quietly for 2 minutes and conclude. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.